Every day on social media, you'll hear that capitalism is a problem. Want to blame inequality, greed, environmental destruction for it. But what if I told you that is a distorted story? That capitalism has been the greatest engine of progress, opportunity, and innovation in human history. Today, we're going to expose the myths, celebrate the facts, and remind you of why capitalism, despite its flaws, it does have some flaws, of course, like anything else, it remains the backbone of America's greatness. Stay with me because the truth might just surprise you. Hey folks, it's Billy Teagarden, Teagardens Today. And I've been hearing all this about capitalism, everybody is against it, but do people actually know what it has done for this country, people in history? Without capitalism, we would not be where we are today. Sorry to tell you, we would not. So, grab yourself a good cup of coffee or a cold drink on this hot night. Do me a favor. Subscribe to my channel. It helps more than you know. It's free. Don't cost a thing. Besides, you probably got 100 saved things in your YouTube channel anyway, so what's adding one more? You know, I know you probably have your normal stuff that you watch on a daily, weekly basis on YouTube, like I do. And eventually you'll get to the ones that you don't watch all that much, maybe just to see what's going on. And maybe you just might check me out to see what I have to say, to see what's going on. So, without further ado, let's dive into all this. If you've been told capitalism is the root of all evil, it is time to reconsider. Because the real story is about breakthroughs like the iPhone, medical vaccines, and the internet. Things social media critics often overlook. So, what exactly is capitalism and why exactly does it matter? Well, by its definition, capitalism is an economic system based on private property, voluntary exchange, completion, and competition. It's the system that rewards innovation and effort. That is its definition. What is capitalism's historical content? Well, from the steam engine of the revolution to today's AI-driven tech, capitalism has powered tremendous progress. For example, the rise of the automobile in the early 20th century revolutionized transportation and mobility for everyone, those that could afford it anyways. Here's an example. Henry Ford's assembly line innovation in 1913, he made cars affordable for millions, transformed American life and economy. What exactly has capitalism built? Technical innovation. Let's talk about technology and what it's done for us. The iPhone, introduced in 2007, was born from a competitive market that incentivized risk-taking and innovation. Companies like the iPhone, Apple, Google, and even Tesla continued to push boundaries because of this system. Well, what about medical breakthroughs? Let's talk about that for a second. I'm not much for the COVID vaccines. It might talk big, but I question, like many people did, it takes 10 years to come out with a vaccine for anything. So, How in the world could they have come out for a vaccine with something that had never been heard of? Well, I tell you, according to the internet, the rapid development of the COVID-19 vaccinations by Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson was driven by competitive biotech industry motivated by profit and progress. They said it saved millions of lives, but I don't know. I have to disagree. I think it hurt more than it helped. And this was worldwide. Okay, what about living standards? Mass production techniques pioneered by companies like Ford and later Toyota have made goods like washing machines, refrigerators, and cars affordable for even the average family. It improved daily lives for millions of people. This is a fact. It even reduced poverty, believe it or not. Capitalism reduced poverty. It didn't increase, it reduced poverty. Global poverty has decreased more than half in the past 30 years. Largely, well, thanks to economic growth in countries like China and India, driven by market reform and capitalism. Let's address the critics here. Yes, capitalism isn't perfect. Nothing is. But it can lead to income inequality and environmental issues. But these problems are best addressed through targeted regulation, innovation, and social progress, not by abandoning the system altogether. It just needs rebuilt, redone from the inside out. Here's an example. In the U.S., the Clean Air Act of Environmental Protection Agency helped reduce pollution while maintaining economic growth. Proof that regulation and capitalism can exist. They can go together. They can exist. It even drove the market solutions. Even companies like Tesla are leading the way in sustainability practices because market demand rewards environmentally responsive innovation. Well, why the negative narrative? Why the negative talk about it? Some critics want to replace capitalism with socialism or more government control. Systems and in history have led to stagnation and oppression like Venezuela and the Soviet Union. You might not know as much about Venezuela, communist, Soviet Union, you knew it was or is. Look at what Rondami's trying to do in New York. Same thing here, people. Socialism, communism, destroy it. It'll never go anywhere. The collapse of the Soviet Union economy in the 1990s after decades of central planning shows the danger of removing market incentives. Well, who benefits here? Political and corporate interests sometimes push narratives that paint capitalism as a villain, sometimes to distract from their own failure and push more regulation and control. What's the future in your role in capitalism? Don't accept social media stories as face value. Investigate the facts. Look at how innovations like Netflix, Amazon, SpaceX, they all emerge from a system that rewards risk and creativity. Support policies that promote innovations and responsible regulation, like investigating in clean air energy technology or supporting small businesses, because that's how capitalism evolves and improves. Remember, capitalism isn't perfect. Nothing is.— but it's the system that has created the modern world. lifted billions out of poverty, and it continues to innovate at a rapid pace. When someone blames capitalism for society's problems, remind them of the breakthroughs like the internet, vaccines, electric car, products of a system that reward ingenuity. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep fighting for the truth. Thanks for listening to Tea Gardens Today. I'm Billy Teagarden, and I hope this episode has helped you see that capitalism, despite its flaws, it's still the greatest engine of opportunity and progress that we've ever known, ever. Share this with someone who needs to hear the truth about it. Until next time, question the narrative, celebrate innovation, and stay informed. Don't forget, folks, please subscribe to my channel, like, and ring the bell to know when my next video is coming out. Again, Billy Teagarden, see ya.